Hi guys, this is Mina. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're talking about how you can stack your money and save 10K really fast up to 20K in 1 year's time. I've done this a couple of times now, just saving my money over the years, and it gets easier for me each time that I go about this process, and I've been kind of using the same routine in order to stack my money each time. It doesn't really matter what the job is, it just matters like what you do once the money hits your account. So I'm going to go through what you have to do. So the first step you're going to take is actually set a goal for yourself. So you're going to want to write it down in your notes app, anywhere really. And this is going to psychologically trick your brain into thinking you've already achieved this goal. So write down, I want to save 10K by 6 months from now. And you're going to actually then go ahead and calculate. So let me actually calculate for you how much that's going to be in $10,000 in 6 months. That's going to be $1,666 a month. So divided by 4 weeks in a month, you're going to have to save $416 every week in order to save $10,000 in 6 months. So I'm doing that again this year just to save my money, and so putting aside at least $416.67 each week that I get paid. So whether you get paid weekly or bi-weekly, doesn't really matter. You're just going to double that. If you get paid bi-weekly, then it's going to be around $832.33, and you're going to save that. So what you're going to want to do is write this down in your notes app also, that you want to save $416 a week. So you're going to do this consistently for the rest of the year. So 6 months goes by, you're going to have 10K, and then another 6 months goes by, you're going to have another 10K. So this is how I did it a couple times in a row, and I saved like a lot of money with this method, like a lot of money. So you're going to want to do it, and it helps me be well on my way to saving 100K. So I'm on my 100K journey right now, and I'm getting really close, so I'm really excited about that. But the only way I could do it was if I set systems for myself. So systems are like a little bit mathematical in a way, because math and systems and repeating systems and being around people that have like a money mindset are really going to change your life. So people that are interested in saving, or people that are, really good at saving, or people that have really high income skills and jobs, that's the kind of people you want to hang around, because it's going to rub off on you, and you are a result of the people you spend the most time around. So that's going to really affect you. So just be mindful about that. Like, even if you do tend to hang around people that are broke, don't think like them. Like, don't get in your mindset like them. Like, think separately than them, that you can make money and have a lucrative mindset. Like, have a business mindset. Like, how can I make money? How can I make a business for myself? How can I make money off of this? How can I save the most money? How can I budget every month? So that's another thing that I do, is budgeting. So every day I have a budget. It's only $30 a day. I limit myself to spending $30 a day. I try to make it more like 25. But by doing this, you're going to save extra money, because you limit yourself to how much you can spend in a day. That's not including my expenses like rent, my car, which I just made my final payment on my car payment. So I will be completely debt-free, like including my car loan. So my car loan will be completely done, because I made my last payment on it, which was today. I made the last payment on it. So I'm super excited, because that was a $41,000 car, and it's all paid off. It's all in my name now, and I could sell that if I want to, or do whatever I want to do with that. So, if you pay off a car, that's going to become your asset. So it's really helpful. And it's been a really useful car for me. The reason I bought a new car, was because it had 0 miles on it, and I knew it was gonna be reliable and get me to and from work. Because in the past, I've had cars that break down and they weren't reliable, and I don't want that because a car is a commuting car and that gets you to your money. So that's really important that it's reliable. So that's why I decided on a new car. Yes, it was 10 times more expensive, but it was worth it in the long run because it helped me get to that money, if that makes any sense to you. So, I hope that makes sense. Like, why purchasing an asset? So an asset is something that makes you money. So a car to me is an asset if it's reliable because it gets you to and from work reliably. So a beater car, it's not going to be as reliable. You don't know if it's going to break down, and then you'll miss work because of it, and then you're out $200 for the day for work. So you want a reliable car. Um, I would also suggest, like, if I were to go back, I would have bought a cheaper car, like maybe around $24,000. I don't think it's worth it to buy the full, like, fancy car for $50,000 just because it has all the bells and whistles. Like, I don't think I really needed that. I could have gotten away with like a $20,000 car, but they really didn't show me those options. Obviously, the dealer's not going to show you the cheaper options when you go into the dealership. So just be really assertive with your budget when you go in looking for cars, and that's going to help you, because I wish I knew that. So moving forward, your second step, besides setting a goal for yourself, is to physically transfer money over from your checking account to your savings account every single day you get paid. And this is called pay yourself first. So this is my biggest trick that I use to saving my money. It's called pay yourself first. So before your expenses fly out the window in your checking account, you're going to take that money once it lands in your checking on payday and move it to your savings. That's the first thing you're going to do with your money. Later, you can worry about expenses because you don't really need that, like, you don't need that new, like, sweatshirt set that you saw, that new lounge set that looks so comfy for, like, your pajamas or whatever. You don't need those new shoes. You definitely don't need, like, another pair of shoes right now. You don't need all that new makeup. You can get by with what you have. You don't need, there's a lot of things you don't need and that aren't necessities, and you got to focus on the necessities like rent, like your car payments, and stuff that is crucial to your life and your survival. So I just think about that. Like, there was a point when I was really in the trenches with my money a long time ago, and I was like, I never want to be this low in my bank account again. And that really spurred me to set this goal for myself, set this $10,000 goal. And that helped me get out of the trenches. And actually, once you achieve $10,000, it's like life changing because you all of a sudden can afford to get coffee every day if you want, or bubble tea. You can afford to, buy your own shoes. You can afford to go to the gym. Like, it changes your life completely, and it was so eye-opening for me. So I wanted to do it over and over again. Once I reached 10K, I was like, oh, there's absolutely no way I'm not going to reach 20K. I'm going to reach 20K. So then I did, and then I realized I can double this and make it 40K, and I did. And then I just kept going on from there. So, it's really about your mindset and believing in yourself and setting goals for yourself. Also, it does have to do with jobs. So, what I would suggest is just be really open to jobs. Like, the thing that I find with some people is that they're like really strict about what they want to do, and they don't have an open mindset, to whereas like I can wear kind of like all hats and do multiple different kinds of jobs, and I'm not picky about where my income comes from, so that's good because that means I have more doors open to me. Whereas someone who's only looking for one job title is only going to have those opportunities. So I have a lot more opportunities because I'm more open and open-minded. So that really helps me. Another thing is that you really want to cut back on the main expenses, which is transportation, housing, and food costs. So the tips I have for these is housing. You want a house hack, which means not buying luxury apartments. You know, you can save a lot of money by just having a regular old schmigger apartment. Number 2 is transportation. You're going to cut back on insurance by calling up your insurance and calling up multiple different insurance companies and seeing who gets the best rate. So I did this, and this saves me about $1,300 a year. So $1,300 just goes straight into my savings from just simply calling up and seeing who has the better rate. So that, and now that I own my car, I can see about getting liability instead of full coverage just to save some money. So I might think about doing that. And then lastly is food costs. This one's huge. If you meal prep and buy your groceries, that's going to be on average like $5 a meal. Whereas if you get Uber Eats or takeout, that's going to be about $45 a meal, or Grubhub. So cut out Grubhub. I deleted the Uber Eats app and Grubhub because I found when I was in my apartment, I was like constantly getting Uber Eats, and that would cost me like $45. And I did have 3 jobs at the time that I was making a lot more money, but you know, that's still $45 a meal is ridiculous. You know, that's not even 2 people. That is for 1 person, and that is just ridiculous. So I would say cut that out, and you're going to save around $400 a month by doing that. And $400 is life-changing money. You can quickly build an emergency fund of $1,000 by just doing that with 2 months of not eating Uber Eats or takeout. So definitely do that, and you can save around $800 for 2 months. So these are just some of my tips. I hope they helped. Another thing is, you know, you just want to save the most you can. Like, just be reasonable with your spending. Like, for instance, I found ways as a girl that I can cut back on costs, because obviously we have to worry about like our feminine hygiene, and then we have a lot of things like hair care to worry about, haircuts, you know. So the ways I save on this is I only get a haircut like once a year because I like my hair long anyways. And then another thing is, so if you like your hair short, you're gonna have to figure out other ways to save money. Like maybe don't spend on like jewelry or shopping so much on clothes. So I just personally like to only go once a year because I like to have long hair. And then another thing that I do is that I only get my nails done 1 time a month now, like once every 4 weeks, whereas I used to go once every 2 weeks, and that would cost me about $60 every time I went. So I am saving around $60 every month by only going once a month to get my nails done. So that is like a non-negotiable for me, that I do love to get my nails done, so I wouldn't cut it out completely. So I just got my nails done and they look so nice. But yeah, I would say like that's something I like to treat myself to. But obviously you can find ways to spend less money and like not overspend on those categories by only going like once a month, if that works for you, or only when your nails look like to the point of no return and they're starting to chip, that's when you should get them done. So that's kind of what I do. I just go by feel, and that helps me a lot. Another thing to do to save money, I buy like really good quality like shampoo and conditioner and like toothpaste, because oral hygiene and hair care is really important to me. And if my hair is like not greasy and well nourished and not tangled, you know, that's going to save me in hair care costs because I won't have to go to the salon as often a year. And also I just use salon quality hair shampoo. So I literally go to the salon and buy the shampoo there because it helps my hair stay like salon healthy, and I don't have like a big mess of like oily or greasy hair. Like my hair is always shiny. So I totally recommend that because health is wealth. And you know, another thing is gym memberships. I don't forgo the gym subscription just because it is a subscription. The subscriptions I do cut out though. I don't have like multiple streaming platforms like Netflix, Hulu or whatever. I just share with my siblings. So that saves me money. And honestly, there's free platforms like TikTok and YouTube. So, and creators get paid on here if they have a big following. So you don't have to worry about like whether it's ethical. So I prefer like YouTube and TikTok to watching Netflix anyways. And sometimes I'm really busy in my day and I don't have time to watch a full 2-hour movie. So this kind of helps. But yeah, just watching like short videos, and you can learn a lot on YouTube because it's like a learning app. You have a lot of access to free information on here, so it's really helpful. Like this video. So like this video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.